there, partner.
Oh, okay. All right. See you guys. What's happening, boys?
Not much. What's up? What are you up to?
Dude, holy cow, Boog's beard, Boog. That is getting lengthy, my man.
It looks
Jim
sick.
again, piping through the cams, bro. Love it. Looks good. Let's get it rolling.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Kev, how you been? How you doing?
Feeling good. Heavy rain inside, Had to bust the kids out of the room. They were getting stir crazy with all the games because there's a lot of rainy days, like post-Christmas break to now. And the old stand on one leg. How long can you last? Massive hit. Couldn't believe it. I thought about it right before. I was like low-key, I was like in sleep last night. And I'm like, all right, something's got to give. I got to do something with them. And I'm like, what am I going to do? And I'm rolling over. Thought about it. And I'm like, one-legged hoops. And I was like, damn, do I write this down in my notes? And I'm like, nah, you know what? I'm going to sleep it. I'm going to remember it. Sure as shit. 28. We're firing on all cylinders up top. We go in. 5th grade tries it first. And I'm like, all right, this is going to be big. They get in. So I got them in heats of 6. And everyone's got a hula hoop. So you can do what you got to do. You can wiggle, but you can't leave the hoop or your foot can't touch the ground.
Damn.
So I break out my phone as a stopwatch. And I'm thinking about it, and they're getting hyped. And I'm like, before I even click start, I'm like, let's effing go. Bing, they go. And so these kids, I'm like, really seeing, like, I'm going to like a minute, and I'm looking at them. I'm like, okay, they're holding firm. And I'm like, minute 30. And I'm like, dang. And then like in the back, all the kids you like aren't in, getting nuts. Things are getting wild. I'm like, okay, I got to cut this at 2 minutes. Then I got to rerun them. So like 4 out of 6 kids made it to 2 minutes. Wow. And I saw it and I'm like, okay, like you guys are over here. Cause I'm like, I didn't think 4 of you were even going to last.
Right.
But here we go. We got 4. Next 6 came in. They did it. So everyone, and look, next thing I knew, I killed a half an hour. And I'm like, wow. Holy smokes. This game could change. And then I'm like, okay. Cause I said, we're going to do a half and half. And they loved it. Because I was thinking, like, I can't do much in this little room. It's basically just a classroom with no desks. So it's not big. Yeah, it's like, so we got like 22-ish 5th graders. So I bring them in, just throw them around, but we play. Do the same thing with 3rd. Later in the afternoon, same deal. Kids are lasting 2 minutes in 3rd grade. And I'm like, guys, I'm very impressed. But
you're fucking the plans up.
I wish I could have done like a stare down, but one more thing with 5th grade, I ended up doing with the hoops. I'm like, shoot, what else do I got to do? I only killed like 12 minutes. So I cut the hoops in half and I'm like, all right, pick teams 3-on-3. You can face each other. You can make each other laugh, but you can't touch each other. But you can say stuff to them, anything. And so they're on it. They're just spitting. I'm like, whoa. And then I'm like, same thing, like 2 minutes. I was like giving out high fives. I'm like, you guys, man. I was like, I did not think we were going to have a heat of kids with 2 minutes, but yeah, sweet game. Feeling good as always, man. Happy to be here. Giving out some good news to start the day, huh?
Love that. That's like the perfect game. That's like your parents asking you to play the quiet game. It's just like a trick as old as time. They just fall right into it in the competitive edge, and you just let them go.
Yep, exactly. It was sweet. It's good to see though.
Hell yeah. Are you usually pretty good at remembering shit you don't write down before bed? I gotta fucking write everything down, dude. I get my best ideas as soon as my head hits the pillow. I'm like reaching for my phone. I'm like, I'm gonna forget. I like don't even like change the head position. I gotta keep shit there.
Wow. No, man. I mean, for me, I always text myself.
Ooh.
And then I don't read it. Like when I know I have like a thing in my messages that's just one, like usually it'll be like things to do or like I said, just things I got to remember. Like another one, I'm thinking like I just heard like a good book idea from Corey Sandhagen. And I'm like, all right, I'll text that to myself. So right now it's unread. I mean, I got Amazon gift cards from these kids at the wazoo. So that's free book, baby. It's always worth it when it's free, baby.
Love that.
Sandy.
That's a great idea though. Having the unread message, if it's just going to be like a short-term thing, you got to remember.
Yep.
Because there's nothing more annoying than having that fucking message logo on your phone and you always see it. Yep. What book was Sandhagen suggesting? Anything good?
Dude, I got it right here because I was thinking it's short, but he mentioned it on Ariel.
Mm.
Uh,
Like recently
and
when he
then
was just on there?
yeah, when he was just on there, it is called "Be Here Now." It's
Mm.
called was what it's called.
About being in
Um,
the present or what?
Pretty much, yeah. It's like an easy read. I guess there's like pictures in it too, but it's more like quotes and stuff. Like
Oh,
kind of that's
nice.
what they were kind of saying. So it's just kind of it's not like a top to bottom kind of book, but it's just more kind of like it's like day to day reminders. It's kind of like the
Exactly.
big part of it. So it's like, oh, all right, it's worth kind of looking into. I'm into that kind of stuff.
Damn, that's sick. Love that. Fuck, Sandhagen.
Yeah, man.
What a man.
He's a cool dude.
Can't believe he did it.
Yep.
We'll get into it. Boog, what have you been up to? Like Kev said, the beard's looking good. You look like you fit in right with the special forces right now, man. You look like you're embedded in Afghanistan, just one of the boys.
Oh, wow, respect. Arabian horses, baby. Um,
Oh wow.
I was actually thinking about heading to Supercuts. Mike Dennis is coming in this weekend. We're gonna go out, and I'm like, you know what? So much maintenance. It's just like the beard, the hair. I'm thinking maybe it's time, but still not 100% on the bandwagon to cut it. But
What's the hair looking like? It's pretty long, right?
yeah, it's really long.
Damn. You're gonna just part ways. I get in those spurts where like I'll just be like up one morning. I'm like, I'm just gonna go cut my fucking hair, and then I do it, and then I'm like, that's 3 months of not hard work. 'Cause I didn't
Yeah,
do shit, but that's 3 months of waiting down the drain. I mean, it always
it's been
comes
since
back.
August, early like first week of August.
Holy
Last time I cut
shit!
my hair, so I'm just like I'm on because that's the thing. Like I'm probably never gonna have it this long again.
Right. I remember you saying that. It's like it's almost real world time. So,
Yeah.
um,
So I don't know.
damn. What are you gonna go with? I know you always are the kind of guy who brings a picture to the barber. We got any sample pics lined up?
No, I'm thinking just two on the side and then like short and spiky on top. I'll show him a pic. Kind of like my classic cut. I really like it. It's
Short and
just
spiky.
simple.
I haven't heard spiky hair in
But
such a long
well, no,
time.
because
I
that's what the that's what the Supercuts guy
yeah.
that did my hair last time told me to do it. But the thing with that is like when it's too long on top, like I have to like put gel in it and like it'll just go straight down like when I like
Right.
wake up. But when I do it like kind of shorter, like I could literally like come out of the shower, put nothing in my hair, and it'll like stay up just because like it's not long enough to go down and it looks really good. So
Damn. Yeah, you got like
it's
perfect.
It's Covington-esque. I mean, that's what people on the street stop me and say.
Covington-esque.
But
You could do a flat top with your hair. That's what you should do one of these times. Just go out looking like your grandpa. Get a nice cop cut. Go full
wow.
flat top and
I was thinking of going perm with the stash and going like K Love 2016.
wow.
People could look that up. It's good look.
K Love. What a legend. Is he still in the league?
He's on the Heat.
Oh,
Repping
that's right.
42 again.
I did just see that. Fuck, that's crazy. He's one of those guys that was like, I feel like so promising, and then with injuries and shit, just kind of like slowly trickled off the map.
I got a ring.
No.
Cleveland.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He had like a good career, and then like the last like
Yeah.
5-6, it's like not really heard too much. That's like the same. The Warriors were showing old footage, and I saw a video of Andrew Bogut. Totally forgot that guy was even in the league. He was like a crucial part of the Dubs for so long, and like just looks like your average.
People forget he got hurt. What game 5 of that 2016 series?
Huge.
Yeah, that was pretty big. People forget about that.
Yeah, honestly, I did till you said it. But yeah, fuck, crazy. Boog, how's school going though? Everything's good on the school front.
Yeah. Everything's going smoothly. I actually got my summer classes today, so I'm going two in the summer, and I'll get 4 in the fall.
Then we get that belt.
Walk in December.
You should get a belt and fucking walk the stage with the strap. Fuck it.
That's what I'm thinking. You know, maybe if I get a good work gig with lots of tips, like I said, me and Jim might make a trip to old Vegas to that fight shop. I know they got a few belts
I'm
on the
always in.
shelf. So, hey, why not, baby?
Even better if it's International
Why not
Fight
Boog Meek?
Week. International
I mean,
Fight
that's
ideal.
that'll be. I'm hearing. I mean, I don't want to go crazy, but I'm hearing like Chimaev, Costa,
So you said that.
Ortega, Topuria, Covington, Leon, Stipe Jones. That's what I'm hearing.
Where are you getting this intel? Is this in Boog Meek's
Bleach
fantasy
Blonde on
land?
Twitter.
No,
Like,
I'm
what
telling you.
on the-
No, I'm telling you. There's some sources I'm seeing.
I mean, fuck. I'm down. I mean, there's what 3 big fight cards a year. I mean, 3 huge ones. It's the December one, it's Fight Week, and then MSG. So it makes sense. I hope to God you're right, because the Chimaev, I mean, even if it's just Chimaev and Paolo, that would be incredible. I mean, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but do we think he's really getting the $1 million a fight that he's talking about?
I saw what someone said was like, if it's 500 and 500, that's kind of
Not ridiculous,
not out of
right?
this world. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like guaranteed $1 million, but it's like you could make $1 million.
I feel like that would
So
make
I
more
could see
sense.
that. I mean, he's got a huge following. He's a top middleweight, especially after his last performance. He came in on weight, so came in shape. So yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah. Kev, how much do you think like his social media presence, his making him worth it? You know what I mean? Like, do you think that plays any? I mean, I think it plays a factor, but how big of a factor do you think it plays into him getting this new contract? Because it seems like they were worlds apart just months ago, and now they have a deal.
Yeah, I mean, I think shout out for that good point by Boog with the 500. You know, that's pretty much how you do get to $1 million, because it's not that million base pay that I think everyone looks at. So it's a really good point, Boog. But I think it's worth it, like you said, because I think the social media point where he's at right now, I think it's at a point where it can be rising, because he is associating himself now with rising stars within the UFC. And he's a young guy as well. I think he's under 30, maybe, or maybe 33 at most. I don't know, but still in a prime age to continue. And it's only a 4-fight deal. I mean, this is a easy sign for the UFC. He's not going anywhere else. He doesn't want to go anywhere else.
Right. That's the thing.
So like I said, 500, I think you can count on 4 good performances from Paulo Costa, from
He's
the
31.
UFC. Perfect. There you go. 31. I mean, 4 good performances at where he's at this age. I mean, I think it's a win-win for both sides. And then to get Paulo potentially to agree with Hamzat this was a point that I'm going to nibble off of Chael Sonnen here. He mentioned it, and I thought it was a good point. You always give a guy a really tough fight the first fight of a deal, because everyone's feeling good. They just got the money, they got that, and then they can, you maybe have the ability to do that. So I was like, wow, and that's kind of Chael's mind's pretty
it's
deep
crazy.
Deep within the game.
Yeah.
Just to say that. Oh, man, avid listener. But yeah, I was like, wow, what, I mean, like I said, Paulo feels like he's winning. I mean, this is a huge bump. I mean, if he does win this fight, like, oof, Paulo's on top of the world here. So, yeah, definitely think it's a win-win for everything on both sides, and for us as fans too. I mean, if that fight's, happening with both guys making weight and they get to the octagon, like, ooh, what a huge win. Because, yeah, that's going to be a great fight.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more, especially with the 180 belt. I mean, Pereira has it now, but I feel like he wins again, it becomes a state of limbo for that division.
I think he goes up. Pereira goes up.
You think? Yeah, and which is exactly, I could see, which then opens the door for Costa to actually fight for the belt one more. You know what I mean? Gives him that entry. But yeah, Pereira going up. I mean, that makes all the sense in the world. Avenging the teammate, not cutting the weight, just everything makes perfect sense. Again, I wish they had a 195, because I feel like that's the perfect division for him. But God, you let him beef up, be at 205 pounds. I mean, we see he's already cutting heavyweight as of last week or early this week, whatever it was. But yeah, shit, love that. I don't want to backtrack too much, but boys, this been a doozy of a work week the past 5 days. Last Thursday, we found out we're not getting back on the account at old Google, so it looks like your boy's going to be out of a job. Yeah, crazy. There's I think the whole company, they said they're going to try and keep as many people as possible, but that leads me to believe they're just saying fuck you to everybody. Which I'm fine with. Cool with me. Another start. Get to find something I like to do, but don't know what that's going to be yet. Looking all over the place.
Trough on the move. Get a little mic.
Yeah,
interview
right?
piece. Puff.
Get a Starlink and just live stream it all. No, I don't know what to do, but I think working an office job is not my next step. But
what have you been looking at?
I just honestly anything and everything. I've been looking in the Austin area. I've been looking more in areas than for specific jobs.
Okay.
What was the smack?
That's what she.
He wants you to go to Power Slap.
Oh, the Power Slap. Dude, that's honestly could be a blessing in disguise. Who knows what I'm doing? I was thinking about trying or putting a submission video in for Survivor 2. I'm like, fuck it. If I'm going to be out of a job, just start hitting them all. I might apply to every reality show I can. Who knows? You might see me on The Bachelor one or The Bachelorette.
Wow.
How great would that be? Just abandoning all shit, just not buying into the gig at all. So good. No, I really have no clue what I'm gonna do. Got a little cashish saved up though, so gives me a little wiggle room. But yeah, pretty crazy. Last week, a team that knew they were getting cut was fucking ripping shots and blasting music, just not caring. It was literally felt like the end of times. It was so weird.
Morale low. Didn't you put that on Twitter?
Yeah. It was I don't know. I couldn't tell if it was low or high because they were having a great time, but they're going away pretty soon here. But yeah, I don't fucking know. It's a crazy world out there. There's so many people getting fucking banged from jobs right now. It's I get it. I don't need to be there. I fucking do nothing all day. It's crazy. Thanks for paying me for doing nothing for 2 years. But yeah, no, it was wild. Today, dude, I'm working from home, and this person I work with, pray to God she's not listening to this podcast. I doubt she is, but her and her boyfriend started arguing, and she wasn't muted. And then she leaves the call right away. And I'm like, oh shit, something going on. And she gets back in the call and she's like, sorry, my boyfriend's slamming my laptop shut. This big, huge thing. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? Am I going to have to fucking call the police? And I don't know where she I was freaking out. It was so strange. But that was my work day. So work's just been a weird one the last 5 days. Everyone's on edge. But yeah.
Feel you on that. I'm on edge in one of my class. I didn't even go today.
Oh yeah, dude. What's up with that? How's that going? Can you give us a little insight? Do you want to or no?
I mean, I didn't go today because I hadn't missed a class, and I was just I had a meeting with someone, so I scheduled it for 3 because I was like, fuck it. But I guess it was fine. I had people in my group texting, and but then I guess he apologized to it, only his group, but it was just
oh God,
it's fine. And I guess the teacher said emailed one of those students and said she looked into him and said that he isn't a threat, but
God, well,
it's fucked, bro. It's so fucked.
I just want to give a little bit of backstory so people. I won't give too much away, but pretty much, Boog's got we all have had these in our college classes, but he's got a rogue warrior who likes to stand up for what he believes in, and I don't know if he's an ROTC guy or an actual military guy, but the man has his values and he stands up for them and speaks them loudly. And there's nothing more frightening than that kid in your class, because 9 times out of 10, everyone's disagreeing with him, and you can't say it because you don't know if he's going to come in the next day.
And like, there's people that are saying it, and it's like, yo, get a clue. Everyone just stay quiet and fucking
right. Just let him do his thing.
Don't moan and groan. It's just like, fuck.
So
God
bad.
Damn, bro.
I mean,
it's like fucking wear my salute to service fucking Bronx sweatshirt.
That's what I was gonna say. Wear something he sees as the home color.
Oh my word.
That's brutal though. But yeah, nothing today. He was on his best behavior.
I guess I was not present. I'm sorry.
God. So good though. I miss the college. I miss the college groups. You would be like a single mother, a service member, two normal people, and then some chick that thought she was like hot as hell, who was maybe a 3 on her best day. And it just that's college, baby. Nothing better. Shout out. Kev, I want to get into it. Little MLB fantasy draft. You say you got one coming up tomorrow. Well, I guess first, World Baseball Classic. Thoughts on that final AB from Mikey T and Shohei?
I mean, it's always great how baseball just somehow seems to deliver the matchup, in the moments that really are prime. Someone had to win the battle. I mean, god dang, it's tough to hit 102 and a perfect 87-mile-an-hour slider on the black. Trout takes that pitch, punchy. It's over. That guy's calling the strike. Where that guy set up, it was right between the pads. Beep, that's a strike. He would have ended it. And so, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, it's Mike Trout, still the man.
You gotta do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the guy is elite on the mound, and it's just one inning, let it go. The adrenaline of the last out. Like, I mean, credit to Shohei. Great 3-2 pitch. But yeah, awesome game. I mean, credit to Team Japan at the end. Great game. That was pretty much all I was trying to watch. Hopefully it wasn't just a blowout. But
exactly.
I mean, the biggest moment was when bases were loaded. 3-0 Kyle Schwarber with Trey Turner on deck. Schwarber swung, green light, like spec. It's Kyle Schwarber. He's made big moments, but he flew out the center. He just missed it. And it was just like, oh, like, damn, dude. Like,
was it a pitch he probably should have taken? Was it like a borderline? I mean, obviously 3-0, you're looking for your pitch, but was it that for him, or was it just not? You know what I mean?
I definitely remember, I think it was a strike. I don't think he went out of the zone to hit the pitch, but it was just like, damn. It was like, oh, like, dude, like, damn. It was just like, but like at the end, if he crushed it and it was a homer, 3-0, boom.
Exactly.
So it's just like, you take that hack. It's World Baseball Classic. Go for it. You've had, like I said, Schwarber's hit some of the biggest homers in recent memory.
It's crazy, dude. The shit he's done.
So yeah, you can't blame him for taking the swing. But yeah, that was just like a big moment where it was like, shoot, like what if Trey Turner maybe had another chance?
Didn't he hit one in the 8th too?
Yeah, then he ended up worked a 10-pitch at bat his next at bat. Yeah. So I
against you.
Yeah, against you.
It
was getting when you went in. I was like, and John Smoltz was right on it. He was like, it might take a little bit for you to find command. And I was like, when he throws it over the plate, I'm like, U.S. is gonna smash. And sure enough, they had some barrels. But yeah, Schwarber, great at bat. Splitty, tang, second deck. I was like, wow, okay, now it's 3-2, 8th inning. It's so on. Sick. It's on. Because now someone else on USA, you just felt like it just pop a tank, 3-3.
We got him in the 40s.
Say it again, Boog.
We got him in the 40s, so
that is true. But hey, maybe our nuclear explosions were what gave birth to Shohei. You know what I mean? I don't know where the timeline is on that, but maybe he is a product of the USA intervention. I don't want to say it, but
I'm learning about that right now, actually.
Wow. Well, you're in history, U.S. history?
U.S. history in Asia.
Oof, that's fun. The Pacific Front. A great battle. Iwo Jima, crazy. I mean, nothing more picturesque than the boys raising the flag on Iwo Jima. That's
Doolittle, baby. Just get him in there. Just get him in.
Love it. Kev or Boog, what do you think of guys making so much of the World Baseball Classic? I guess we'll go Boog. What do you think of them making so much of the World Baseball Classic? Do you think it means as much as the World Series, or it should, to some of these guys. I know some of the guys from like Ecuador, and I think it was maybe some of the Puerto Rico guys said it was way bigger than the World Series. It was something they looked forward to as kids. The World Series wasn't even on their radar. What do you think of them making so much of the World Baseball Classic?
I mean, I get it. I think they're kind of like definitely neck and neck. But I mean, whenever countries are involved against countries, I mean, it's big. I mean, you see like they're hitting bombs in like the fourth inning, and everyone's coming out of the dugout. I mean, it's
Right.
it's a party. Like it definitely means something. So yeah, I think as a fan, it makes it fun to watch. But I mean, so is freaking October baseball, freaking World Series. I mean, that's fun to watch too. So yeah, I think they're neck and neck, but two definitely exciting. I would say World Cup over the World Series. World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, and I like what you said. Once you get countries involved, I mean, people just start picking sides. It doesn't matter. It's like it's ingrained in us to fucking be tribal. It's crazy. But Kev, what do you think about that? I mean, we see some guys have gotten hurt in the World Baseball Classic, and that's not something they're even paid to do. You know what I mean? That's something they're volunteering to do, something they want to do, as where the MLB is where they make their money. What do you think of the injuries in the World Baseball Classic? Is that something that can, one, be avoided somehow? I mean, it's, I guess, always going to be a possibility. And two, is it not right, but what do you think should be the protocol there if someone is injured? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I think with injuries, you can't avoid it. I mean, you see guys get hurt in spring training. Like a baseball game's a baseball game. Whether you're doing it in Mesa or you're doing it in Miami, it's, you're still playing a game. You're going to be revved up way more in the World Baseball Classic setting. So, maybe that might heighten a little percentage of injury. But, you can still cut wrong on a nicely cut grass in the outfield just as well at one spot as you can in the other. Just things like that, So,
Yeah.
and like, we're saying with like the countries, especially like every other country, especially when it comes to baseball, like they love and cheer for the sport way different than like the American fan base does. That's what makes it so captivating. Like every Latin American nation, I mean, also being able to play and like be friends with guys from Latin America, like from the roots of these countries, coming up from like, starting out at JUCO and stuff like that. But like, oh man, their fan bases are nuts. Everybody knows baseball. They're all into it. Like, you go to it's just, and they cheer, they have fun. Like it's
Exactly.
just, that's their big Friday night, like when it's on, it's on. They got a team, it's just what they have and they play it all the time, So, but yeah, the fans make it fun. I'm into it for the players to come in and play. I mean, if you really want to like break it down to grassroots, like these are exhibition games that don't mean anything. But, try to say that when someone says, "Hey man, you want to wear USA on your chest
Right.
and play with the best dudes that are around?" Like, yes, everyone's going to take that opportunity. Or, if they really do want it, if it's time in their career, guys got to think about that stuff. But, but yeah, I mean, fans love it. I mean, that is the biggest thing for baseball. The Olympics are always summer. Pros are never going to do it. World Baseball Classic is where you get everybody's best from the countries. So that's what makes it the best baseball tournament. You're getting everyone's best, and it's just by nation. No one really gets to load up. It's just whoever you got is who you got.
Yeah.
29 innings.
Yeah, and it like you said, it's like they're super all-star teams. When you get to pick from a whole nation, you get the best of the best. Do you think there should be more fanfare in American baseball, like in the MLB? Because I mean, like Japan, they'll have cheerleaders on the fucking dugout sometimes in their games. Like in the Dominican leagues, they'll fucking like people are on top of the dugouts, like watching the games like they're on the field. Do you think there should be more of that in the MLB?
I mean, it's just hard to in the confines because the MLB stadium is more accustomed to like sights and a ton of food and like look at this, look at that. Like it's creating an experience like within the ballpark. And it just so happens when you go down to the center, there's going to be some really good baseball going on underneath. I think that's kind of what we're looking to sell to. So it's like our mindsets are just different when it comes to how we, like Dominican baseball versus American baseball. Like it's baseball out here is just a money generator.
For sure.
big time business. You know, for those guys, it's just like, hey man, the lights are on at 6 o'clock. You know where? Show up. You know, and that's it. And these guys just ball out, and it's fun. You know,
Yeah.
and for our American style, what we provide is our best baseball. Just isn't like that. You know, so I don't think we really could do something like that. You get rowdy fans. You know, you get rowdy fans. Makes it for fun environments, big playoff games, but like. Game 57, you know, game 32 on the home, like it might not be the biggest, craziest crowd. There's something else to do on a summer day in Atlanta sometimes, you know?
No, that definitely makes sense. And I think a lot of it too is kind of like what you said. This isn't a lot of those guys that aren't in America. This isn't their only job. A lot of them, this is a hobby. I mean, obviously they're probably getting paid to do it as well, but a lot of them, the World Baseball Classic, they were like showing what their daytime jobs were and then not, and it's just like it's crazy, like and I feel like that has a lot to do with the atmosphere, you know what I mean? You can't take it as serious if you're not 100%, if you're not getting paid for it, if it's not your only thing. Boog, best baseball stadium you've ever been to?
I would say, I mean, it's hard to go against Oracle Park. I mean, AT&T.
Right, except Giants, because that's like, I feel like anyone who comes there is like, that's got to be at least top 2 or 3.
I really like Yankee Stadium.
Ooh.
It was fun.
When did you go there?
I went there in 2014, summer 2014, summer 2013.
And that was their new one, right? Their new stadium?
That's it. Yeah.
Damn, that's a cool one. And they turned their old stadium into like a museum, right? They didn't fucking blow it up.
I'm not sure.
I don't know, but I definitely don't know about the destruction of that. I don't know if that's
that seems like it would be fucking.
Yeah, I don't know if that happened in New York. I don't know what would happen.
I don't think
a couple more towers would come down. That's what would happen, Kev.
Oof, I don't know.
Kev, how about you? What's your favorite park you've ever been to?
Dang, I would honestly. If I got to break a tie, you know, I'm gonna go Dodger Stadium.
Ooh,
I went to a Dodgers Cubs game. And Dodger Stadium, I think, capacity-wise, is the biggest in the MLB.
That would make sense. It's one of the oldest too. That's pretty crazy.
It's huge. I mean, the parking lots were huge. Getting there was crazy. But yeah, it was Dodgers Cubs, and just sitting there looking around, like, and the roars of the crowd and everything. I was like, dang, this place is bumping. I think I was like, freshman in high school, maybe. So I was only like 15.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was like, dang, this place, like, no one, like the Dodgers want to play, people want to play. I was like, this place is loud, and it's like summer. And I was like, no, it was a huge game or anything. Like, it was like a Thursday. I was like, shoot, this is sweet.
But it even kind of looks mystical. Chavez Ravine, it's kind of like tucked away up in the little top area.
Chavez.
Yeah, it is sick.
And like, I don't think I've ever been there unless I was young. But pretty cool stadium. And I think they're like,
this was blowing chunks in that trash can all game
at Dodger Stadium.
Freaking Dodgers, Angels, Padres. That guy just was blowing chunks.
What happened? Bad Dodger dog?
I think he was bad in and out to start the trip. And I just remember the bathroom light being on all night, and freaking, and then this also being at the top of the stairs. Just
that's
the rally monkey around the neck. Just
the rally monkey, the Angels.
They were out of pom-poms.
Oh, that is so fucking good. Trav, what a roll of the dice. He gets sick. Oh, I feel bad. It should have been Todd, honestly. I mean, love Tej, but I feel like he could have powered through it better than Trav.
That was a great trip, a boys' trip to just the SoCal stadiums.
Really? Is that all you guys did? What was it? You said
I was like 3, 4.
Oh, Jesus, you were young.
I was real young.
Oh, fuck.
I barely remember it.
Yeah, no, there's I would love to go to Dodger Stadium. There's a couple that are like Fenway, obviously. Have any been there? Or what's the other one? I can't think of it. Not Fenway, but Wrigley, Cubbies.
Wrigley's sick. Wait a minute. I take mine back. Holy crap. Holy moly. Whoa. That needs to be edited. Cleveland. Oh my God, bro. Okay, Wrigley, no doubt. Because I went for a playoff game. I mean, that was
sick.
And there was, it was a sweet stadium, but that was also like my most fun that I've ever had at a game.
Mm-hmm.
Giants, Cubs, playoff, NLDS. Cubs ended up winning, which was good for the crowd. It was insane. Yeah, I had a torn pec at the time. I almost got hit by a horse, a security guard horse. Oh my, yeah, it would have absolutely crushed me.
Just
that thing was massive. Yeah, but it was like 11 at night, and I'm like, I can't walk as fast as everybody. I'm kind of just like getting tugged and pugged. And I got like a big old fucking beefy thing that I was walking through, and like, I'm like, yo, come on, man, I'm wearing white, bro. Like, help me out. But oh man, but no, for me, sorry, Wrigley, no doubt. So cool, dude.
That is sick. And I mean, just everything about it. The Ivy, the 7th inning stretch, the take me out to the ball game. Who sung it? Do you remember who sang Take Me Out to the Ball Game?
Ooh, no, I don't. It was someone big. I mean, if I could go back to like the box score of that game, I could maybe see who sung it that day. But on the top, I don't remember. But I just remember from the first pitch, it was a ball thrown by the Giants pitcher. I think it was 1-0 count, and the Cubs fans were like, yeah. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. First pitch. It stayed like that the whole game.
Jesus.
The Giants pitcher threw a ball, they cheered. I'm like, these guys are into it. This is crazy. Literally pitch one. I was like, this is gonna be sick.
And what year was that? Yeah. Had they won their World Series yet?
I went in 2016.
I think they
won in 2017.
Oh shit. Wow. So your boys were hungry. They were on the hunt.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they had lost potentially to the Dodgers. I think the 2016 World Series was Dodgers Astros, or Red Sox maybe. But the Dodgers were in it, not the Cubs. So
damn,
the Cubs won it next year.
Love it. Favorite stadium for me got to be Florida Marlins. Second year they had their new stadium. They still had that ugly fucking contraption out in center field that would do the home run thing. But that stadium was like as legit as it gets. It was fucking muggy as shit out in Florida, but as soon as you stepped in the stadium, just prime conditioning. It's so nice. Sick. Yeah.
Did they have the aquarium still down?
I was gonna say, yeah. I think that we didn't. Our seats were just out like up in the boonies, but we went down before for batting practice. I think they had all that stuff.
Holy smokes!
Batting practice, I think
crazy shit over there. That's so cool. Yeah, dude, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, no, I think I already told it, but a fucking batting practice, snatched a couple balls from some kids, just a classic.
Gotta use wingspan, man.
That's
sorry about it.
Fuck them Dub G bullies, right? But Kev, fantasy draft. Who do we have our eye on round one?
I guess it depends who I pick. To be honest with you.
Oh, you guys haven't done draft order yet.
No,
you should have done like miles per hour for draft order. Who can throw the hardest? Fucking lead us off.
That'd be nuts. I'd probably be competing with more like 50-year-old men, so I would be able to pick where I probably want to go. But yeah, I don't know draft order yet. But it's 12-team league, so yeah, I'm definitely thinking offense first. And then, I mean, I'm just gonna have to see how the board plays out. Like, if some elite pitchers start going early, might tip my hand because I do want to get, a top like 8 MLB guy on my team in a 12-team league, ideally. So if those guys start going early, it might force me to go up. But Trey Turner for sure, Kyle Tucker, those guys are up there for me, man, because they just 5-tool guys for fantasy. They're studs. So if I could get one of those two guys and Ronald Acuna Jr., shout out. Definitely been my guy. Picked him, ride with him. So yeah, top 3 right there. KT, Trey Turner, and Acuna.
Nice. I like that. Now how do points work in pitching for fantasy?
So you got categories. So you're playing like head to head. So you got wins, strikeouts, ERA, whip. So the walks, hits divided by innings pitched. And then saves is the last category. So you got to get closers. And then in my other league, do you know what a hold is in baseball, like a category?
Yeah.
So it's what you get. Like if you're winning in the 8th inning, that guy who always leads you to the closer, it's called a hold.
Mm-hmm.
So then I have a category in another league that saves / holds. So you can draft like 8th inning guys instead of getting closers. And that's always my strategy. You got to get to the 9th. So you got to have a lockdown dude in the 8th. And I just pick everybody's top guy on like really good teams. And that's always a category I try and just steal from people because some folks don't really look at it or like they're willing to give that away. So I just try and get a free point every week by just beating them in that.
Damn, that's pretty smart. I feel like that's like snagging a good kicker in fantasy football. You know what I mean? Kind of overlooked, but at the same time, they're the ones putting up consistent points.
Exactly. If your kicker gives you 11 or 12, check how many times you win a week.
Right.
Like, if he's contributing in your defense, that's big time.
Love that. Now, do you have a team name picked out already?
Yeah, so I'm just rolling with the Rangers. Big on them. Got a couple guys already. So in one league, I'm Texas Tango, and in another league, I'm Texas Two Step. So I just know which one I'm going to. But yeah, man, I was trying to get Seager Simeon with the 2-step. They went real fast. I was like, well, there goes the 2-step. But I got the guys hitting right behind them. So I still ended up getting 2 Rangers. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna try. I mean, this other league's $100 to enter, so I can win 600 if I win the playoff championship. So I still might roll the dice with DeGrom. If he doesn't get hurt, the guy's crazy good. So
exactly.
Yeah, I'm definitely I'm hopping on the Ranger bandwagon, still rocking the Rockies, but I'm going to be very keen on the Texas Rangers this season.
Fuck yes. And what I was going to ask one more thing about fantasy. Oh, is it weekly setup or do you have to set up like, oh, thank God.
So you can do weekly or rotisserie, and that's where you just play out the whole year. So like if I have wins, but I got like 142 wins on the season, then how I stack up versus the other 10 or 12 teams in your league. Those are pretty fun.
Yeah, I feel like that makes it a little bit more doable.
Exactly. And I might nerd out because I got a draft at 9. I might nerd out and try and get into one of those at like 6 because I want to do one where I can just play out a full season and kind of see how I do.
Right.
But you got a choice to do Money League and Yahoo, so I might just throw in another 50 piece or something, trying to see what happens. Trying, at least place because you win, you get like double, triple your money for 3rd place. I'm like, that's worth playing.
And that's with guys you don't know.
Yep, just random leagues. You just get sent in. They always fill up.
I feel like there's always some random schmoes that just forget. You know what I mean? It's like there's one or two of them that just say money, fuck it.
Like, just stay with it. It's just a daily little thing, but. I mean, if you got to be a good baseball fan, you'd probably stay with it, but I definitely like doing it.
Oh, I love it. Boog, did you see the NFL coach's picture came out?
I did, yeah.
Did you see your boy?
Looking damn good. Damn good.
I don't know what he's doing, but he like propped himself up and is sitting like super straight back, and then his fucking hog is just clearly visible through the pants. I mean, it had to have been on the hogs, baby. Had to have been on purpose, Sean Payton. But how we feeling? Have the Bronx made any moves as of late?
I mean, he gets an interview. I mean, they showed Andy Reid's table, no cameras. They showed the Sean Payton. I mean, it was like freaking camera, Mike. I'm like, so here comes primetime games. But I saw an interview. He's like, we're not trading Sutton. We're not trading Judy. I know you guys probably saw my Insta story. I mean, they're freaking saying too small. We're coming. So it's going to be a good year. I'm thinking 14-3.
14-3. Wow. And now are they winning the Super Bowl in your fantasy world?
Bowl, baby. Bowl. Yeah.
Oh God. It must be nice. Must be nice. Yeah, Bronx. And now your Lakers. Pat Bev is just giving LeBron the you're too little. What's that about?
Tough, but I did snag a sick jersey.
Oh, it came in.
On second thought.
Nice. Look at that. Kyrie. How long do you think he makes it with the Mavs? You think Mark's already looking for a new home for him?
Yeah, it's not looking too good, but I mean, when he goes back to the Deuce, I mean, you just got to pull trig, especially because really like the green. Kev knows I got the Luka t-shirt jersey in this green. So, yeah, big fan of the green. And, yeah, big fan of the Deuce. So
Love it. Kev, do you think it's
we're good.
a Kyrie issue over in Dallas right now, or do you think the Mavs are just going through a slump?
I don't know. I don't even think they're fully healthy, right? Like, isn't Luka been out? Kyrie's been out. They haven't quite like played a lot together
Yeah,
or
they
haven't
haven't
had
played
enough
together a
games.
lot, that's for sure.
So I think that's kind of what I haven't really been looking at it too deep, but I don't know. I mean, again, if they're healthy and they're in a playing game, they're going to be a tough out. So they can get to a series, and if they get to a series and they're both healthy, they could be it's always going to be a tough night out because you're playing with, two of the top 8 players in the NBA,
Right.
top 10,
For sure.
give or take. So,
Yeah, and the NBA needs to overhaul that fucking system. They need to move it to like the top 16 in for the playoffs as opposed to East West. They play each other too often. There's too many good teams out of the East. I feel like maybe the two best teams out of the West. I feel like the two best teams are probably out of the East, but the West has so much depth. It's crazy that the 10 seed's not getting in. I feel like they would just mop up the East Coast, probably 6 seed. But yeah, I don't know. Let's move on to some mixed martial arts. Couple cards since I guess just one since we've last talked, since we watched the Usman one live. What's that?
Maximus fell.
Oh God, are you not entertained? Spect. Now, do we have any thoughts on the Usman Leon card post watching it? Did you guys watch anything back? Have any second thoughts on things that we might have jumped early to conclusions to on the live podcast?
I watched it, and it was actually really, really good to fall asleep to. So if you guys are having trouble, go ahead and throw it on, and probably first round you'll be out. So
really, you thought it was that boring, or are you just not a fan of either?
The latter.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kev, what were your thoughts now that we've had a couple weeks to sit on it? What do you think Leon does from here? Do you think Colby is the just fight to make, or do you think Leon is bringing up good points, not wanting to fight Colby? I mean, obviously that's a stylistic nightmare for him. But what do you think about that?
I mean, Dana has continued to say it in terms of Colby being that next guy. So you have to think Colby's ahead regardless of what Leon's trying to say. And at the end of the day, what Leon is saying, I mean, can just be great lead up and build up already into this Colby fight. I mean, honestly, what he's saying is already being used in press clippings and promos. If the boss has said it, it's already in wheels. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I definitely think this is the fight that we're going to see. There could be pump the brakes if Jorge can I get ahead?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go for it.
If Jorge on April 8th stings Gilbert Burns, I'm talking knockout finish at any point, first, second, third. He's going to be clear of bases. He can do it at any time. But he's got to finish Gilbert Burns. That's his only way to get a shot. He can't go on the mic with a decision win.
Right.
Unless it's, the ultimate piecing, but it's still not Jorge. It's Jorge, man. Jorge's a finisher. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be a finish. Then he demands the shot. Then you see what happens. I mean, if Miami and things push and run with it,
right.
I mean, Jorge brings in some serious coin. Colby is also a guy who brings in serious coin, but I do think Jorge's at a little higher level than Colby in terms of just driving that department. You never know what could happen, but Jorge's got to finish Burns, otherwise this conversation's over, and I think it's going to be Colby versus Leon.
That's a great point. I honestly, if he finishes Burns, I don't want to wish injury, but let's say there's a visa issue for Leon and they have to do Colby versus George for the fucking the title, you know what I mean, the interim. I mean, it makes its own cake. Boog, what do you think about the rumors that Colby's only getting the shot because he dropped all the charges and that sort of thing?
Definitely makes sense. It's kind of bizarre that Dana kind of was really adamant on fight night. He's usually oh, but I don't make fights on the night, yada 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 yada. And so he was like adamant, and he like kept doubling down. I mean, Kobe's last win was against Jorge, definitively. It was like a year and a month ago. So it wasn't a year and a half, like Leon was saying. Like,
right.
So like he definitely like deserves that, and he's a big name, but like Kev says, like I've been listening to Jorge on Rogan, and if he gets it done against Gilbert in a big way, I'm kind of down to see it over Colby. I hate to say it, but I'm kind of down. I'm kind of down. He's sick, man. He's sick, but yeah. I mean, either way,
Jorge's already said he'll fly to England, so it's already on.
I mean, the backstory's there.
Yeah, and that's where he's got to do it.
Seriously.
I mean, that's just Jorge, man. The ultimate just gangster. He's just ready. I'm ready to walk right into that heat.
I mean, Kev hit it on the head. He makes a statement. But I don't know why, but Colby and Jorge too kind of is just getting beefier and beefier by the week.
Exactly. And that's like, honestly, like perfect world. Leon fights someone else and they just let fucking Jorge and Colby go at it. I mean, that fight sells a ton. And it's like, obviously they want the belt shot, but fuck, that fight is...
That fight with the belt.
That's what I mean. If they can somehow get that one going, like Burns fucking gets starched by Jorge, and then Colby gets it done versus Leon, and then that's where they end up. I mean, that's
Miami.
Colby on the mic after saying I'm the king of Miami. Oh fuck. Oh no. Didn't they say they were going there too eventually soon here?
Well, that's where Adesanya is.
That's right. Next week. That's right.
I'll be home for it too.
Oh no way. Easter. Fuck yeah.
Masters too.
What is?
Masters.
I've tapped out of golf. I don't even want to get in.
Oh no.
I start off just a quick little tidbit. I forget to put my golf shoes on before the round. Just a fucking retard move. But your boy goes par birdie out the gate.
Wow.
Chipped in from like 98 out or something like that. It was fucking steez.
No way.
Yeah, and then I put the golf shoes on and the wheels just fell off. It was miserable. Windy. It was probably the windiest day in California history. It was fucking horrible. But back to the fights. Jorge Colby, that's the one. If they can somehow fucking get that in Miami, I mean, crazy. But then this past weekend had a couple good fights as well. Who else? Oh, fuck, I've been so bad with this. Who else was on that card besides Chito Sandhagen?
We have Nate Landwehr had a nice performance.
Right. The train.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, you had Macy Barber.
Oh yeah, she got beat by KGB Lee, or she won. She beat KGB.
She won in a split
controversial.
Decision. That's had a little bit of pushback and stuff.
She's looking hotter though than she's looked in the past, so that's always a plus.
I think Rochi sent me that text message as well before the fights, stating he was a Macy Barber fan. Dan Mergliano was back at the judges table this weekend. How about that? Partaking in some of that Macy Barber madness. I think it was his
lot of backlash on the big Texas commission this weekend.
Which I guess let's ask, what do you guys think there should be a unified commission? I think I saw Sandhagen talking about this a little bit. Because so many commissions have different rules, what substances allowed at what percentages, what you can and can't do to cut weight, cutting you off during your weight cut. I mean, New York's famous for that. Do you think there should be a unified commission?
I mean, I think it would probably, I mean, just from an ideological standpoint, that makes sense.
Right.
Right? Like Sandhagen said it was like you said, you don't go to Cincinnati and play on an 80-yard field in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly.
And when he kind of said that, I was like, Oh,
Good
damn.
point.
Like, you're right. Yeah, because it is. Like, you go to Kansas, then you go to Texas, then you go to Colorado, you go to Nevada. Everyone's got a nook and cranny wrinkle that doesn't allow you to just know what you're walking into unless you've done it multiple times. Then you probably like, okay, I know New York, I know Nevada,
Right.
stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, initially it could be hard. And if it's your first time going through it and you experience some sort of hiccup, you know, could throw off your mentals, things like that. But yeah, Universal would probably be good. But I mean, the payments, how things that, I mean, business and
For
that's probably where
sure.
it falls apart. But it's a nice idea. But that's something that probably definitely won't change within.
Boog, what do you think about the Universal Commission? Do you think it should be implemented? And I guess while you're there, what are your thoughts on USADA?
I think the Universal Commission, like, it sounds good, but it's just really it's tough when you're going different countries, and
The
it's
countries
just
is the one, yeah.
yeah, it's just like it's tough to kind of get everyone on board. Um, but yeah, I mean, I just feel like kind of the UFC could kind of take steps to kind of just take their own stuff everywhere type
Hmm.
thing,
That's
and
the
just
other
like
thing. They could almost like
yeah,
have their own
have
sanctioning
their
body.
have their own refs, have their own judges, and so like they know who they're putting in there. Because I mean, they're $1 billion company. I'm tired of it's the commissions. They're whoever they give us, we get. It's just like that's just
Well, I think another reason that is because like I think they would be considered an entertainment company if they were to judge their own. You know what I mean? I think they would start entering that WWE territory. Like you can make the
yeah
argument they're fixing fights, which I
yeah.
get, but I'm
Yep.
totally with you. Like they're a billion
Yeah,
dollar
that's a
company.
great
They're
point.
not paying their fighters. This money's going somewhere.
Yeah,
They could
100%.
definitely monetarily do it.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, I like what both you guys said about that. I think obviously ideal, but the countries one would be fucking hard to get by. There's like Brazil. I mean, they go. Who knows what the fucking rules are down there? I gotta think they're a little bit different. But Bogue,
yeah.
what do you think about USADA? Do you think it's worth having them still around? I know I'm asking you this because of the whole
Uh,
McGregor thing, so this is going to be a
I
loaded
mean,
answer. But realistically, do you think it's good they're around, or do you think they're just promoting
uh,
the more
I think it's
well,
it's
they're
horrible.
okay.
I
And
mean, let's
why?
have some fun. Let's have some fun.
Well, not even
Oh
that.
my
They're just
God, this isn't Gorilla Ball.
No, I mean, why not? I mean, Rogan brought up a great
Why
point. He
not?
said he said when fighters get old, their bodies breaks down, but their mind is still there. They have the experience and their body breaks down. You let them have that stuff, like they let Vitor have the TRT, and he just a monster, fearless, has the mind of a champion, and just goes. But you have the greatest freaking fighter in the world ever, the most entertaining fighter, the freaking guy of all guys, and you're gonna like keep him out like this 6 month. Like, no, 2 tests, clean, let's go. Like you said on Ariel. But no, but like Jorge brought up a great point. Like, they're not fucking sending USADA guys out to the mountains of Dagestan to wake those guys up at 5 a.m. 3 days in a row, like they do to a lot of the American guys. They're not sending guys to Thailand and do all that shit. Like,
right.
there's no way they're doing it as much as they could do it in America. Like, they're USADA. Aren't they? Is it United Association? Like, United States.
Exactly.
So it's just like you got to even the playing field, and how you even the playing field, you wipe it away, and let's just have fun. Let's just throw freaking gorillas in there and see who's the Maximus.
Well, I guess the problem would be with USADA too. It allows the bigger name guys to beat the test, right? That's where this whole issue lies. Is guys are still taking illegal shit. They're just getting around it, or shit that's not yet been deemed illegal, new compounds, stuff like that. So it's like stuff's always going to be taken, but to what extent? I'm not exactly sure doing that is the right thing. Now, I feel like maybe they open like a VADA, voluntary anti-doping, you know what I mean? Like have it there. So if two guys want to fucking sign up to both be clean, but I feel like it should be the other way around. If both guys want to sign up to both be dirty, I feel like it should be allowed. But I don't know. I mean, I get it both ways. It's not baseball where you're hitting a ball.
I
You're
mean,
fucking hitting a guy in the head.
Usman's dirty. Makachev's dirty.
Let's hear it.
Adesanya's dirty.
All the guys that are under Ali Abdelaziz.
They're
Kev,
all flying balls.
what do you think about USADA? Are you pro USADA? You think it's a necessary evil to have in MMA, or do you think we're seeing the end of the era?
I mean, I think you got to have it, but like we were saying with the Jorge point, like again, it is. I mean, that's a really good thing you can question because it's probably infrequent how many times they are literally going up to the mountains, like But yeah, it's tough. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you can tell if guys are on it. I mean, it's just got to be more of guys off field because I mean, when some of these guys look in, or excuse me, like look in the cage, like you don't look like the typical I'm on steroids,
right,
puffed up. Like it's just not how it really goes. So yeah, I would say I guess it's something you got to have, but yeah, I mean, I can see how you can get around it.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like a lot of guys are using them in camp and stuff and cycling off. I mean, look at Nate Diaz. I mean, I'm not saying he was ever like using or anything. They've been vehemently against it, but the way he looked in his last fight, just after a weight cut, after all your body goes through, no one looks fucking that good on fight night. You know what I mean? I feel like there's some guys that like stand, like Usman is like jacked at all times. It's like, I don't know. I think there really might be something to that one, Boog, but yeah.
But it's even like the whole like IV thing, like
that's another
freaking Romero could 100% be locking himself in a bathroom and just IVing the shit out of himself. Because like Whitaker was saying, that fool was like inhuman the next night, and he was like on death's door at the stare down, and he literally was like, whatever he's rehydrating on, I want that, because he was like insane.
Yeah, and I mean, him, it's like I feel like he could get away with it because he's from Cuba. You know what I mean? He has that whole mystique about him. It's like no one really knows if it's superhuman or if he's actually just fucking working the system. But fuck it, either way, Yoel's a dog. Can't hate Yoel. The soldier
Fighting for the belt.
Is he actually?
Bellator.
I haven't kept up with any Bellator, honestly. I've been so bad about it. When's that? Is that coming up?
June 16th in Chicago.
But I agree with you, Jim. I mean, who?
You're mean. Love it. Well, that's the Chito. I guess we'll go into a little bit. Chito Sandhagen. How did you guys feel about that fight? I mean,
Chito just got exposed.
Do you think we're going to be seeing that more out of Chito? Do we think we see more Chito L's in the future, or do you think he can make that correction?
I mean, I really like the Jan fight for him. But I mean, like Kev, obviously, listen to Sandhagen. I did too. I mean, Sandhagen was making great points. I mean, he's just like when it comes to the top level guys, I mean, it's more than just wanting to get more. It's more than just like being more conditioned than guys and shit like that. So, but like Ariel said, I mean, it was basically kind of like the Dominic Cruz fight, but Sandhagen's not old in age and
right,
like slow down. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, I kind of wanted Chito to win, but I mean, Sandhagen's a dog, and he did what he had to do to get the dub.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm saying, I don't want to go off topic, but they're saying like Marab and Umar now for like July.
Yep.
Really?
So what do you do with Sandhagen?
Oh God! I mean, let's see. We got the
That's
top
so
of that.
Weird. What?
He's fighting his boy. I think
I'm down for Umar and Marab to one of each other cancel each other out because I hate both of them. But
that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean the Sandhagen Marab fight was an easy make, but
I mean I agree there, and like I don't think we'll be able to do it. I wanted to get into a little bit of a fantasy tournament between the.
We can do it. I mean, we can do it.
But okay, let's see. We got our the top. The top 8. I mean, I guess we're throwing Umar in there now. I don't know. I guess you take Dom out, right? If that's the case, the top 8 would be Sugar Chito, Aljo, Triple C, Sandhagen, Marab, and Jan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, and whatchamacallit? Umar.
Cody.
No, I had him in there originally just out of respect, but we can't do that to our boy. Now what do you guys think would be the best way to set a tournament up between those 8 guys? Do you think it's making the best fights first, or setting up so that 2 top guys could possibly meet in the finals?
Are we setting up kind of like the best fights, or like a tournament style?
We'll set up tournament style. Yeah, tournament style. Okay. So I guess we'd have to rank them 1 through 8, and then go from there. Who do you have as number 1 out of all those? Is Aljo have to be your 1 seed?
He could. Him or Cejudo. Yeah, just for champ's
sake,
I guess.
I would probably have Aljo at 1.
Okay, so Aljo 1, and then you have Cejudo 2, Triple C, and then okay. So who do you have? What's the fight for Aljo then? We have Sugar, Chito, Sandhagen, Merab, Jan, and Usman.
I say
or Umar. Usman, I always fuck them up, dude.
Chito's fighting Aljo.
I was going to say that too.
Especially after an L, I feel like that sets him back a little bit. Now, what do you do for triple?
Cejudo Jan? Is Jan still in there?
That's what I was going to say. Jan's the next one probably up, right? He would be the 7 after taking those L's.
My 2-7 just happened. I got Merab Jan 2-7.
You have Merab at 2 over.
You have Merab.
Cejudo I haven't seen enough in a long time, bud. You're number 3.
Triple C.
All right. Well, for not having these fights done sake, I'm putting Cejudo 2 because then that gives us a little bit of wiggle room here. But I honestly probably you'd have to put Merab 2 for like exactly what you said. He's the one that's been fighting. He's been active. Side note, did you see him climb up the stands and go after the fan that was saying he should fight Aljo?
Oh no, I didn't. I thought I started watching that clip, and then I didn't really see what happened at the end. But did he go attack?
Well, he didn't like attack. He just like climbed up the thing, and then the guy like was running away with the video camera. Fucking pussy.
Damn.
But he was clearly probably drunk or something. I mean, it just seemed like the guy wasn't even really like harassing him that much. Okay, so Aljo, Chito, that's our 1-8. Triple C versus Jan. That's our 2-7. Now, who's our 3 seed gonna be?
I mean, it could be Sugar Merab, but I mean, realistically, Sugar is next in line after Cejudo for the belt. So, I don't know. It's either Sugar or Merab. But if we're going Aljo at 1 because he's the champ,
right?
It could just be like logically.
I don't know. Well, what do you think? Do you think who would win in a fight, Chito or Merab?
Cheeto or Merab or Sugar?
I mean,
Merab?
Sugar and Merab. My bad. Sugar
Probably Merab.
Right. Kev, are you all right? We'll put Merab at the 3. Sorry, Sugar. I don't mean it. So Merab at the 3 means we need to find a 6 seed. And so we got left is
Sandhagen.
Sandhagen.
What about Usman?
I was going to say Usman's the other one. Or I do. Which one is it? I don't want to
4-5.
Usman's smelling up Bellator.
Yeah,
Umar. So that's
put Usman in this.
Beat 40-year-olds.
Umar should be 7
in my hometown.
Jan shouldn't be 7. I think Umar would be 7.
The thing with Jan is he needs a dub.
We need some fireworks to start the tournament.
Man, we have way too many class points for these ones.
And that's why
let's just make the best possible fights. Or no, I don't care.
Let's just finish what we got. Go ahead. So what's 3-6? We got 1-8, 2-7.
Merab is 3. So who's Merab fighting?
Okay. Then how we had it, I would say Umar. Yeah.
And then the last fight is our 4-5,
which is Corey and Shug. I think I hope that happens next.
I mean, that ended pretty well. I mean, though that last one fell in our lap, and that's honestly, like the fight I think I look forward to most in the division. I think that's the best fight for both guys, honestly. Stylistically, that is.
In a tournament, the winner would probably play Aljo.
Well,
1, 8, 4,
that's
5.
exactly that's what I was gonna say.
Kind of how it could. Yeah.
I would hope that it would be Cejudo Shug. That's the fight I want to see.
Cejudo versus Shug. Really? Why do you want to see that one?
That's my. I think it would just be fun build up and just.
It would be fun because they would just
fight.
be poking at each other and having fun with it. It wouldn't ever get too serious, I don't think.
And they'd show that clip. So I'd love it too.
Oh fuck, that is good. Henry's like a clip machine. I mean, hate him, but goddamn, that guy is funnier than shit.
He's got great like breakdowns and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, big time. You know what? Let's save this bantamweight. We'll do the next round next podcast. How about that? And then we'll do. I think there should be 4 rounds, and then we'll figure it out from here. But yeah, we'll break it down further the next one. Last thing, just want a prediction on the main event this upcoming weekend. Adesanya, Pereira, Kev. Let's hear it.
Ooh, first though, on the bracket though, a lot of wrestlers. Corey Sandhagen is starting to wrestle. He might be seeing some things out there. A lot of up and coming people are wrestling, and those guys are tough to deal with. But that whole bottom 3, 6, 2, 7, that was wrestler heavy. That winner coming out of that is going to probably win the whole thing. But I'm biased. I'm going Pereira. I don't mind if Izzy wins because he's probably going to stay there. Pereira's going up anyway. This is kind of a bon voyage. This is just Pereira 1, Izzy again. I mean, if it happens 4-0, I mean, this is stuff of legend. I am so behind it. I mean, my God. Yeah, fire that thing, dude. Let's get it popping. But yeah, I'm a little biased, but I mean, Izzy's fight style again. This is going to be a great fight. So wouldn't be mad if Izzy wins. I wouldn't even be mad if Izzy knocked him out. That'd be just crazy. Don't want to see it really happen, TBH. But yeah, I'm going with Pereira, but no ill will towards Izzy on mine.
And by knockout?
Yeah, I think it's going to. Chael said it best, quoted it first from Tyson. If you're trying to go for a knockout, you're not going to win a decision. I kind of think that's kind of Pereira a little bit. You know, when you're gunning it down. I mean, we just kind of saw it unfold a little bit, or at least down 3-1, had to hunt it, and he got it. So I think he's going to always be in that position, just where he's one play away from really changing it up or ending the fight.
Right. Boog, what do you have it?
Yeah. I agree with Kev, but I do have ill will for Adesanya. And yeah, I think switch knee KO. It's my prediction.
You think he switches it up and goes the legs?
Yeah, I was thinking legs too, bro.
Really?
Switch knee KO for Pereira. And yeah, that's round. We go round 3.
Fuck. Well, you know.
Let me just say, Izzy wrestling and city kickboxing,
dude,
not city wrestling.
That was a really bad. They should have never let that clip out. That was like
puss. Hey, J-Flo, you listen to this? Puss.
That's mean. I'm gonna split the boys up. Never. I'm gonna go with Adesanya, and I think he gets a finish. I don't know by how. I seen him doing a lot of grappling. I don't know if he ends up taking this to the ground, but he looks stronger for this fight. I will say that. I don't know if it's because he's been in the pool and looks more cut, but definitely looks stronger this time around. So I don't know if it's going to happen. Now that I'm saying it, it doesn't seem right, but I'm going to stick to the guns. Old Adesanya.
Okay.
Did you guys see the video of Pereira watching Adesanya, and then they show this stuff randomly? Like,
yeah. And then did you see the video of Adesanya watching the video of Pereira?
Yeah.
So good.
He was pissed.
Oh, fuck. I'm going to miss this rivalry. That's kind of like, okay, so Adesanya, let's say Adesanya wins. Do you want to see another fight between them? I mean, you almost have to, right?
You kind of have to.
God, that's a strain, bro.
Right.
I think it's done, man.
Really?
One more, Kev.
You can't. It's such a predictable thing. You just, I mean, You get the right clouds in the sky, you get a rematch these days. Sometimes we're heavy on them. Sometimes it works. Like sometimes they're warranted, but I mean, if we're doing it at like almost every male division, sometimes for like our champions and our reruns and this and that, it's like, dang, like guys are gonna be pushing for that when they lose.
Well,
like
think about who would be the
I don't
matchup.
know.
I mean, Vettori already fought Adesanya. Whitaker fought Adesanya
Yeah,
twice.
no, I mean it puts the middleweight back in a real tough.
I think it's up to Costa and
Chimaev. That's probably what the hope is. But yeah, I mean middleweight could be in a tough spot if Pereira, I mean, just leaves in general.
Yeah.
Because he can't fight any of those guys. Maybe just play another domino to have. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where the division moves.
Well, that's my last what if. Adesanya, let's say Adesanya loses now and Pereira goes up a division. Who's the first fight back for that belt? Do you give it to Adesanya right away? You can't, right?
Costa Witt.
I like that.
I mean, if Chimaev beats Costa would or Chimaev would.
Right.
I think if you're Whitaker, you sit out because I mean you're kind of getting next shot anywhere it goes.
For sure.
But
100%.
let's say Pereira wins, doesn't move up. Do you go him Whitaker or let's say Chimaev beats Costa? Do you go or the winner of that fight?
I think
they want to push Chimaev.
I was gonna say I go winner of that fight, and I don't want to see Bobby Nux fucking fighting Pereira. I think that's his biggest stylistic matchup, but goddamn, if he knocks him out, it's gonna ruin my fucking day. You know what I mean? That's one I really don't want to see.
Really?
I love Bobby Nux, and I mean,
I do too. I think he would be okay.
And that's I mean, stylistically, I think he just has to close the distance. You know what I mean? He just
he's gonna shoot.
Exactly. But if he catches a knee coming up, that might be the first death we ever see in the fucking
Ngannou, Cain, Velasquez.
Yeah, I mean, just sad. Love Cain, but God, that was sad. Should not have fed him to that wolf. But shit. All right, dudes. Well, that's it for this one. We will continue that bantamweight bracket next week. But until then, adios.